Okay, so I think Maledictator is the 21st or 22nd episode. I don't know, I'm not sure. These things are so out of order, and it came out the same day as Frozen, so who cares? Jumping right back into the review, thank you guys so much for 3 wonderful years. The Virtual Celebrity channel is now 3 years old. I made a AMV about it. If you could go check it out, that'd be so awesome. But jumping right back into this, we are on to review Maledictator. Now, I don't think there has been a Miraculous episode that I watched that genuinely made me laugh as hard as this episode did, but we'll get into that in a little bit. So first of all, we start out the episode with Chloe dressed as both Ladybug and Queen Bee, and just kind of just messing around. I guess she was supposed to do a school report, but then she decided to report on herself because she thinks it's important to history. I've never seen a narcissist like this before in my entire life, and the whole class basically just laugh at her pathetic attempt because not only did she not save Paris, she's painting this image that wasn't actually what happened. So Chloe has this thing of hers. Did this girl not learn her lesson? She apologized in the quote-unquote last episode. She made it seem to be that she learned her lesson and she's gonna stop being humble, but no, the next thing we see, she's doing a book report on herself saying how she saved everything and Ladybug and Cat Noir are incompetent. Like, do you have an ounce of humility, woman? And to make things worse, the class just won't let her have it. Like, they're not even letting her breathe, which is what happens when you've basically tormented everyone in this class. Like, even Milen is openly laughing. Marinette is even rolling her eyes and scoffing at her like, oh my god, it's such a tragedy. Even her best friend is laughing at her. And well, unlike the last episode, you don't really feel bad in this one. Alex even said it herself that you had your powers for what, 24 hours and you went berserk. Alia goes so far as to put live feed of what happened on the TV screen to prove a point, which means either some people in the class didn't know or she was just trying to show Chloe like, girl, admit it, you are not the best, you're not as good as you think you are. And Marinette says, basically says you don't deserve to be a hero, and that I think is the straw that broke the camel's back for Chloe, because she just couldn't take it and just walks out of class like, I've had enough. And Marinette is like giving up on her, like she's never gonna learn, she's never gonna change, what's wrong with her? Then we cut sideways to the mayor of Paris officiating a wedding. Do mayors have that power? Well, they should, but Chloe and her mom basically just kicked them out and demanded for the husband. Wait a minute, is the stripe on Audrey's dress on the other side? I thought it was on the right side. And some of you pointed out in the last review that there was a scene where her stripe wasn't showing. Also, while we're here, because this scene doesn't really mean anything to me, both her mom and her daughter are being super mean to the mayor. It's really sad and depressing because you can see him trying to keep Chloe. He doesn't even care for his wife, whether she's here or not. He really just wants to keep Chloe in Paris, going so far as when he's about to bring out the diamond phone case, you can see the desperation in his eyes. I feel so bad for this man being around these two women constantly. You can see he's a good guy, but the women around him are just terrible people and they make him do terrible things. Ugh, god damn it. Andre deserves better. Andre actually deserves someone like Natalie, because Natalie is devoted to Hawkmoth, aka Gabriel Agreste. But she should be devoted to someone like Andre, who actually needs a supporting role. It's why is life so unfair? So what I wanted to talk about was, it has been brought to my attention that Maledictator didn't actually take place immediately after the Queen's battle, that the episode's reverser and Anansi could have taken place between the two, because we know Chloe got her Miraculous before Nino. That one is almost canon because of the way things have been set up. But in this episode, Alia does say towards the end that a party wasn't thrown for Carapace or Rena Rouge, So that begs the question, how did these events take place? So when people told me, hey, Reverser and Anansi could have taken place in between the 2 episodes, that things were shuffled around, because if you remember, Maledictator was supposed to be part of the Queen's battle as a trio, excuse my accent, but it was removed from it, so it became a duo, only Style Queen and Queen Wasp. So probably when Maledictator was removed from the trio, the scene where Alia says that thing was added so as to make it its own episode. But I would have preferred if this whole thing was a 3-part mini-series or whatever. But I kind of understand it from the creator standpoint, because it would create the scenario of, okay, so mom gets akumatized, daughter gets akumatized, dad gets akumatized, and this scene of maybe Chloe doing the report, like, there wasn't enough space to breathe. Because if Reverser and Anansi took place, because we see in Reverser Mark doing a little doodle of Queen Wasp, and he was basically basing Chloe off a supervillain, not her superhero. So by that point, maybe she hadn't really redeemed herself. And then Anansi because Carapace and all that stuff. But yeah, let me know what you think about that mini theory. It really got my gears turning, and I actually believe Reverser and Carapace took place after Queen Wasp, but before Maledictator. So back to this. Andre gets akumatized into Maledictator by Hawkmoth, and even as he's akumatized, you can see he still has a soft spot for his daughter, but he is not giving his wife any ground. Like, he just doesn't care for her, just akumatizing her. Sorry, what's his power supposed to be called? By the power vested in me, like controlling her. I won't say it's mind control, just having his whim be bestowed upon someone else. Well, that can be mind control, but semantics. So Chloe goes to the school and is throwing flyers. Wait, hold up. Can we talk about their cafeteria for a moment? I just saw this scene and I was like, is this their school? I remembered back in my school. For those of you who don't know, I went to an all girls boarding school. I was in the boarding house for about 3 months, but then my mom took me on. I still went to the school as a normal student, but I just didn't sleep. Back to this. In that school, the trays we used to eat on were literal prison trays, metal prison trays. So looking at this, I'm like, what school is this? Can I go back in a time machine and go to this school, please? So Chloe is throwing flyers, and I don't know when she had the time to wear a hat and stand in front of the Eiffel. No, did I almost say the Eiffel Tower? God damn it. Stand in front of the Statue of Liberty. This is obviously photoshopped, but she does look pretty. It does look nice. Or maybe she went there before the visit, but we do know she said she's never been to New York before, so this is obviously photoshopped, so I don't get it. But the best scene in the entirety of Miraculous Tales of Ladybug and Cat Noir Season 2 happened when everyone jumped at the idea of Chloe leaving. Oh dear sweet God. There were fireworks, people. There were fireworks in the background. Oh my God, I loved it. It was the best thing ever that was compared. Even the principal and the teachers were jubilating. I loved it. I could not get over it. That just goes to show you how mean and spiteful Chloe is. But despite all of that, putting that all aside, Adrian was still sad. And I'm like, come on, Adrian, don't ruin a good thing. You know how Blad. What is wrong with me today? Maybe I need to drink water. I think my mouth is dry. Despite how horrible of a person Chloe is, oh brother, he still felt bad for her. He still said, when I was trapped basically in my parents' house and I wasn't allowed to go anywhere, she came and visited me. She was my only one true friend. And you do get a sense of that of, yeah, despite everything, Adrian will always stand by Chloe. He will always stand by his friends, and he just could not celebrate with them. He couldn't, like he said, he could not partake in this celebration. But wait a minute, how does he know Chloe left Paris sad? He said she left angry, she left. I said, how do you know? You were not there. Don't speak on her behalf. But he goes and sits down, and Marinette is like, I'm sorry, Adrian, actually feeling bad. So I kind of like the whole dynamic of Adrian influences Marinette and Ladybug influences Cat Noir. So how can I say this? Cat Noir is Adrian's true self and Marinette is Ladybug's true self. So they are influencing the true selves of the other person whom which they love. I am not even going to try and decipher what I just said. I just know somehow that makes sense. Next we have Maledictator. I was gonna say akumatizing. What the hell does he do? Cast his power on the helicopter pilot. I was gonna say driver. And it's the same guy from the last episode, or should I say from Style Queen, because we have already established that Reverser and Nancy probably took place between the two episodes. So the helicopter pilot wasn't fired. They land, and his wife just begins to completely rip him apart, like, oh my god, you're not a cool husband, getting akumatized like everyone else. And I'm over here like, excuse me, bitch, sorry for having emotions and having a madman take over them. Who are you? Got akumatized 2 episodes ago, so shut the hell up. Yeah, I don't like this woman at fucking all. And she's wearing her hat again. So Maledictator just says, by the power vested in me. Power? What? By the power vested in me, you will become dedicated to this family. So that's a little dark, because he basically just said his wife doesn't care for this family, she's always thinking of herself. So now he gave her the command to actually be a supporting wife and a doting mother. He basically just admitted that this woman was the opposite. Does anybody comprehend that? Then next we have Chloe just upset, like, oh my god, things were going great and now they're not. And I'm like, what do you mean they're going great? So you were ready and willing to go to New York. And I've said this a long time ago, Chloe would get ripped to shreds in New York. I swear to god. You know New Yorkers, they don't take bullcrap. So all these things she's doing here in Paris, if she goes to New York, either she would get relentlessly bullied for being different. If she tries that whole popular girl, my daddy is rich crap, she will get beat the fuck up. Or if she actually changes that attitude and tries to become a nice person, she may make some good lifelong friends. But this is Chloe we're talking about. She's gonna try and say, my daddy's the mayor of Paris, my mommy is this, and they're gonna tear her a new asshole, as my boyfriend likes to say. God damn it. So Chloe is trying to think like Ladybug and run away and, I don't know, be good for some reason. That was a quick personality change, and the whole scene of her trying to go into the subway and walking like someone who needs to take a dump was funny, saying, you can do this. Her dad coming. I actually really truly feel sorry for Maledictator in this episode, and I for 1 second wanted him to win, because all he ever wanted to do was provide for his daughter, give her what she wants. He finally has the power to give her what she wants, and even with that he couldn't do that. And next thing we know, Nino is DJing this rave at the school. Like, class is cancelled, Chloe is leaving, the school is on break so everyone can celebrate. I did not mean to rhyme that, but damn, that just goes to show you how horrible of a person she is, that literally the whole school went on break just so they could, okay, I'm not gonna rhyme again, I was gonna say just so they could celebrate her leaving. But Maledictator shows up and he casts his spell on people, but it doesn't affect Marinette and Alia and Adrian. But it could be that his spell, whoever it hits, that mushroom cloud is who it affects. But in essence, it should have hit Alia and Marinette because they were close to the center, but they got spared. So Marinette goes to transform because she and Tiki say, yeah, even before Chloe left, she still managed to akumatize one more person. And Maledictator is like, I have a special decree for her. Yeah, that's his power. Declaration. And I'm thinking, what the hell were you going to decree on Marinette, just one girl personally? That I really was so disappointed in Chloe in this episode, going so far as to say, banish Marinette from Paris. She helped you and your mom connect. Why are you like this? A lot of people want a Chloe redemption arc, but I am genuinely giving her a chance. I would genuinely like to see her become a good person, but for now I'm gonna continue disliking her. And a lot of people have a problem with that, coming at me in the comment section like, how can you dislike Chloe? She's trying her best. I'm sure you've made mistakes before. I've never put a train full of people in danger. I've never constantly made other people feel like shit and degrade them and make them feel worthless. So yeah, I am a better person than Chloe. And let's not forget, she is fictional. If you're getting mad at me for being slightly annoyed by a fictional character, then I think we both need to reevaluate our lives, because at least I'm not going so far as harassing other people on it. I'm just speaking my mind. So Maledictator and Ladybug and Cat Noir have a fight, and he's actually pretty strong, and his power, again, he has one of the top 3 if not top 10 powers, because he doesn't even have to basically move, because by the end of everything, like when he had a shield, he can just cast his decrees and not even have to move. So he decreed that the Miraculous would be theirs, but then they dodged that by whatever reason. But then I think the spell dissipates after a while, because I think it'd be like a missile. It would be cool if he would just kept chasing them, and the more decrees he had, the more things were chasing them, but that just becomes really impossible. And I like how the 2 fingers who do the magic spell are gold. I just like little details like that. So finally, here's the thing. He casts his spell on Cat Noir, and because he said, by the power vested in me, and it hits him, then he says, you are a cat. And I'm like, why couldn't you have just said, give me your Miraculous? It would have ended right then and there. But again, you could argue, well, it was a spur of the moment thing, he didn't have enough time to think, and he just went with the easiest thing that he could have said, and I will give you that. But as soon as he does it, he tries to take the earrings, and Cat Noir hissing like a cat and not liking him is the best thing ever. Because Ladybug was ready to jump into action, but she was like, okay, no, he's good. And I'm like, are you really leaving him? Really? As a cat? Thinking, oh, he can still defend himself because his wife begged him, oh, let's keep him. But Marinette left before that was established. So she left without Maledictator could just have given another decree, give me your Miraculous, even though he was a cat. But his wife begged him, and he said, fine, he's harmless. And I'm like, is this a plot hole, or is this just coincidence? I don't know. Not that I hate it, I like how everything is playing out. But seriously, some of these villains, Hawkmoth, if I was Hawkmoth, I think I'd be able to get this Miraculous in about a week. That's just me. But let's not argue over the little things, because a lot of people say I'm just too needlessly nitpicky. It's not that I'm being nitpicky, I'm just pointing things out. Trust me, I really do enjoy this show, but I feel like I should point these things out so we are aware of them and not just sweep them under the rug. Like another show that I review whose community refused to accept that the cartoon is bad. I will not say the show, I'm sure you can guess it for yourself. So Marinette goes to Master Fu to get a new Miraculous to help her, and as she's about to reach for the B Miraculous, she actually stops herself. In the last review I made, I said, oh, Tiki motivated her, but that wasn't the one. It was this one where Tiki said, trust your instincts. And Marinette is like, oh my god, I can't believe I'm gonna do this, but she does it. Master Fu says, are you sure? She's like, yeah, I'm sure. And I'm like, oh boy, I hope this goes well. I hope this goes over well. So Maledictator actually goes after Marinette's parents, which is like, how does he know her parents? Yeah, he's the mayor and all, but still. As Marinette is running, you can see Tiki eat a macaroon. And hold up, Cat Noir as a cat is the cutest thing ever. I remember reading a spoiler somewhere, I forgot if someone sent it to me or not, that Cat Noir got turned into a cat for a couple episodes. And I remember I was depressed because I thought, oh, maybe in Style Queen something happened to Cat Noir. And I thought Cat Noir was an actual cat. and they made it seem like he'd be a cat for a while and Ladybug will fight alone by herself, and it really tampered with my expectations of this episode. But as things were playing out and things were going in a different direction to what I had initially thought, I liked it. It was really clever and cute. And Chloe just hiding from her dad. It's like, girl, you have always wanted this much power. Finally, your dad has all the power you could ever want and you're hiding from it? Why? It's like she knows what's right and wrong, but only chooses it when it suits her. So now is she hiding from her dad because he has the power to give her what she wants? Am I getting that right? He's even getting upset with her here, like, where are you? Come out. And it's like, why is she running away? I cannot fathom it. Someone explain it to me, because you can see her having deep fear for her dad, and you know, out of everyone, she bosses her dad the most. But we do learn after, well, Ladybug comes over and is asking her, okay, what's wrong, what happened? And she's just saying, oh my god, there's this girl in my class, she bullies me, she hates me, she got everyone to gang up on me. And the level of patience on Marinette's face, you can see the control and restraints, like, bitch, I'm about to give you a Miraculous. If you don't stop talking shit about me, I'ma take it away. But she's like, okay, Chloe, tell me the truth, what's going on? And Chloe broke down and is crying. I think the first time I watched it, I actually felt bad for her, but now that I'm watching it again, I'm like, skip. Sorry. I'm not sorry. So she breaks down and we basically see what is going on inside her. She's like, I hurt my dad's feelings, which is really sad because she knows she was being mean to her father. So maybe that's why she's hiding away from him, because she knows even though he has all these powers and everything, what she did to him wasn't right. And she basically said something that was mirrored, because Marinette called her useless. And she said it here, I am useless. And the only person who says she's not useless is Adrian, which is wow. So basically, Chloe knows what her classmates think of her, to the point that saying the same thing that Marinette said of her being useless. But she's still not trying to better herself. She basically thinks, okay, I'm already like this, why not continue to be like this? But she breaks down here saying, I know nobody likes me, nobody cares for me, and the people who probably do only want something from me one way or another, and if I just disappeared, everything would be better. And I'm like, holy shit. What? You are too young to be processing these kind of deep ass emotions. Like, I'm just saying. So despite everything, Ladybug still decides to give Chloe a chance, saying, you can do this, you can be of some help. But then again, if you remember, she wanted to give the Be Miraculous to Alia. So I don't know what changed her mind to give it to Chloe. She could have just gone back to Alia and have things better, but she probably, like she said, being Ladybug made me a better Marinette, so maybe being Queen Bee will make Chloe a better Chloe. So this is basically her instincts at work. And she gave Chloe the box and properly explained the power of the Be Miraculous, which is the power to immobilize her opponents. So I also got a little bit of pushback saying, hey, why do you think her power is useless? Oh, okay, I think I was probably a little too harsh. It's not that it's bad, it's that it's different from what we thought or what was speculated, because we were thinking, okay, she's a bee, she's Queen Bee, her power will be to control a hive mind or something like that. We thought her power would be more towards control. So somebody commented saying she represents a honeybee, and honeybees can only sting once or something like that. But in the grand scheme of things, yeah, her power is actually really useful. Somebody said, why don't they just bring her into every battle, that it will stop everything very quickly? And I'm like, yeah, you're right. But her power was so to the point. Like with Marinette's lucky charm, once she summons it, it's basically she has to figure out how to use it to solve a problem. Cat Noir's cataclysm, he has to touch something to completely destroy it. So Queen Bee's own is she needs to sting someone. So I guess the thing about it is, that I don't like about it anyway, is that it can only be used once. because once she uses it, that's it. She can't use it again. And a lot of people were saying, well, she could sting her opponent, and I'm like, yeah, that's the thing. The power was so cut and dry, like just sting them, get the Akuma, go. So it does raise the question of, then why won't they just bring her into every battle, because she can stop everything like that. Like, when you think about it, Cat Noir is not even necessarily needed. All you need is Ladybug and Queen Bee. Queen Bee stings a person, Ladybug removes deakumatizes the butterfly, and everybody goes home. And even if Master Fu is saying he doesn't want that many Miraculouses out there, then you can take back the Cat Noir Miraculous. Her power creates this vacuum, or it feels too much of a role that it becomes OP but also underpowered at the same time. I have no idea how to explain what is in my mind right now to you, but there is just something about the power that rubs me the wrong way, but I like the power. Basically, we know Ladybug is luck, we know Cat Noir is bad luck, we know, so despite everything, when they fight and stuff like that, they have that going for them. We know Rena Rouge is illusion, so she has agility and all that stuff. We know Carapace is protection, so he has the hard shell and he's very defensive, but we don't know what Chloe has. What we were told before was that she could fly, but we don't even see that at all. So all she does have is her lucky charm. I guess what I'm saying is I expected more from her power, and I'm disappointed that all we get is her venom. It's like, what else? Even her, a lot of people were correcting me saying her weapon is not a yo-yo. Yeah, I know it's not a yo-yo, it's a trompeau, it's a spinning top. I just said it was a discount yo-yo because even her weapon is basically a knockoff of Ladybug's yo-yo. So what is it about her that makes her unique from the others? Because all she has going for her is venom, the sting. But I've spent a lot of time complaining about this. Queen Bee transforms, and again, best transformation sequence in the entire show. I'm just saying, her and Carapace are tied for first for me. So as they're running across the roof, Chloe almost smacks into a chimney because she said, I've been practicing for this my whole life. And the Arena Rouge had a similar things. I like how the police were saying Mayor Bourgeois or Maledictator, because I hate that even in this universe they like to refer to you by your villain name and not your normal name, and it's like it doesn't make a difference. But the police was basically saying, if you hand over your Miraculous, we'll forget this whole thing ever happened. And I just couldn't help but laugh at that. Like, seriously? Well, basically you forget it happens with everyone else and just move on. But they burst in. Cat Noir is sleeping, wakes up, his wife is in an apron serving him tea and crumpets, for fuck's sake, and he doesn't even care, saying, yeah, it's not a big deal, and he turns all of them into his human shield, which again just shows you he is really OP. Next shot, we have Cat Noir napping on the roof of the mayor's building, and for some reason it turns into nighttime, and that's when Ladybug and Queen Bee finally get here, because I'm like, oh, did it take you 3 hours to run across roofs? But I'm just being nitpicky. It could even just be evening and the sun just set very quickly. So Chloe just gives away their position immediately, which again, horrible superhero, but she's trying, I'll give her that, she's trying her best. So Maledictator gives another decree, give me your Miraculous, and the thing is following them, and you can see Chloe is actually doing her best, fighting, keeping everything up, and then we see that he actually has control over the little glowy balls, like making them chase after Ladybug and Queen Bee. And those stupid guards, they were annoying as all hell because they couldn't break through. And then Hawkmoth is like, you need absolute control, and he just makes I can't even start to describe it. He just makes this humongous as all hell declaration, and I'm thinking, why did you not just start with that and have all of Paris under your control and say, Ladybug, Cat Noir, reveal yourselves, give me your Miraculous? We would have all gone home. But again, I'll try and argue for the show and say that Maledictator didn't think to do that, or he didn't know his power was that powerful. He didn't know his power could reach those limits, and until Hawksmoss kind of coaxed him, he did not even think to try. So as he does that, Chloe states the obvious of, that's a big ball to dodge. So he could have actually let go of the ball at this point, but I think he's still trying to make it big enough that nobody can avoid it, and you can see they're getting desperate trying to go through, but nothing is working. She summons her lucky charm and he gives her this big as all hell bazooka, and Chloe's like, yes, we finally got the thing to work. And Ladybug puts it together that, okay, I'm gonna need this, this, and this, but I don't need this big thing. And I'm like, why didn't the lucky charm just give her the small thing to begin with? Even Chloe was like, Queen Bee, was like, are you sure? But I like how the lucky charm was trying to say, ignore the big things, the little things, get to the point, the stinger. And also Queen Bee just activated her power, and I love how they used Cat Noir here. I think the creators of the show finally understood the qualms us viewers had of Cat Noir was basically lazy anytime he gets taken out. But in this scene, he gets taken out, but he was still integral, I think I said that correctly, to taking out the supervillain. So Marinette uses the pointer and does that thing that cats just love, and for some reason as he's taking out the guards, they didn't notice him, or is it because he was on the inside and they just did it very fast? But you'd think after taking 2 of them out they'd defend them, but he's taking out the guards, not Maledictator, so that could have been why they didn't react in time. Another little nitpick, but I just liked how they utilized him in that spot, and instantly Queen Bee just goes in for this thing and they take out the Akuma and turn everything back to normal. Hooray! Yay! They did it, teamwork, and Cat Noir wasn't useless. That's the most important thing. Cat Noir was not useless. Adrien got to say at least more than 5 words. I am happy with all that's happened. And as everything gets turned back to normal, we can see his wife ripping on him again, and just look at the scene. Chloe just looks at them depressed. Like she's like, oh my god, I gotta go back to this. But Ladybug is smiling because, hey, we took care of the big bad. But Chloe's like, I have to go back home to this shit. This is my life, which is also depressing as all get out. It's really sad. And Cat Noir is saying, oh my god, I think I was useless in this episode. And I'm like, why? All the meta-ness. But Ladybug is like, no, you were actually very helpful. And I was like, yes, he wasn't useless, thank you. Chloe does the buzz off and gives back the Miraculous, but I'm like, oh wait, I just remembered. When she was in Queen Wasp, she said bug on? No. Buzz on? No, wait. Okay, I think I'm confusing myself. In Style Queen, she said, no, Queen Wasp. In Queen Wasp, she said bug on. But in this one, she said buzz on. Or maybe I didn't hear things correctly, but I'm pretty sure. I cannot hear it right now because I'm recording, but while I'm editing, I'll write it somewhere on the screen what it is, if I'm correct or if I'm not. But anyway, back to this. Chloe comes up and hugs her parents and say, you know what, let's go home. She just doesn't, you can get a hint of she doesn't really like them arguing, and she can see her mom may be a little abusive towards her father, maybe, but in most cases when one parent is abusive, the child gravitates towards the other, but maybe she gravitates more towards her mom because she sees it as him being powerful. So Cat Noir basically wants the rundown of what happened, and Ladybug is like, sorry, gotta go, boom. And I'm just here wondering, like, yeah, good episode, very good villain, very good character development. Everything that happened was well paced. A lot of laughs. Chloe leaving at that party was the best thing ever. I'm gonna tear up just thinking about it. And Master Fu is also saying you did good, you trusted her, and everything is better because of that. And now Chloe is over here telling her butler, who she cannot remember his name, we don't even know his name. She's saying, no, I'll take care of all this, it's my mess, I need to do it myself. Which is like, okay, wow, we are moving very slowly, but we are moving forward. That is what's important. Now the only annoying thing is that from what I remember Frightened Gale takes place after the Queen's battle, so take that information as you will. But they go back to the school and they're having a party, and I'm thinking, Marinette, why would you bring her to her going away party? Don't be so mean. But then we turn around and we see that Marinette actually threw a party for Chloe, sort of like an apology for being mean, even though I feel that it was totally warranted. And Chloe's like, a party for me? You're celebrating me? And Marinette's like, yeah, you saved Paris. And I'm like, yes, but she also put her in danger at least 15 times. So yeah, a lot of people can argue, well, Marinette also put Paris in danger. Marinette never did it on purpose. Keyword, purpose. Chloe literally goes out of her way to annoy someone and just kind of takes credit for them being akumatized. Back to this. Adrian comes up and says, oh my god, you did such a good thing for Chloe even going so far as to show off the diamond encrusted whatever that she knocked out of her dad's hand in the beginning. And if I was the dad, I wouldn't give it to her, because you basically showed... I hate spoiled brats so much, which is kind of funny because I'm a little bit of a spoiled brat myself. So Alia, you can see Alia's annoyance of, she doesn't deserve this. What about Carapace? What about Rena Rouge? And Marinette was like, yeah, well, we don't know their identities, but we know Chloe, so we have to show her appreciation. And instantly they look at her and she's being a snob. But Marinette is like, yeah, baby steps. We need to take this very slowly. But yeah, we're moving forward. And that's just the important thing. We can see growth. We can see it. Now it's just to wait patiently and see that growth blossom. I also, a little something, because I know this is very long. I wanted this review to be less than 20 minutes and it's about to hit 40, so fuck my life. But something else I really liked was the fact that Chloe, everybody knows Chloe's identity, but they don't know the other four: Ladybug, Cat Noir, Rena Rouge, and Carapace. So it creates this dynamic of basically a celebrity being a superhero, because Chloe is quote-unquote kind of like a celebrity in Paris, because her mom is a fashion designer, her dad's the mayor, so she's popular. And her being a superhero kind of has an interesting dynamic to it, because she's also a villainy type of person. She's an antagonist of some sort. So that's why I like Miraculous so much. The story is different. It's something you've heard a million times before. Teenage superheroes saving the world, crushes, but they twisted it in such a way that's so unique and different, and you'd never think the bully actually having superpowers. And it's a really interesting concept, and that's why I just really like the show. That's why I just really gravitated towards it, because it's just so unique and beautiful and pure. But yeah, that's where this ends. There's something nagging me at the back of my head, like, don't forget to talk about this, don't forget to talk about this, and it's like, what the hell is it? I cannot remember. I honestly can't remember what it was to save my life. I think it probably has something to do with Frozer, and I'll just say it in that episode. If I remember it while I'm editing, I'll just write it somewhere on the screen, because this is too long. But yeah, thanks so much for clicking to watch. I love you guys so much. Be tuned, we will get through this. I will review all the latest Miraculous episodes and catch up to Cataclysm Part 2. Pray for me, guys. But with that being said, thanks so much for clicking to watch. This is TVC, signing out.